Have you ever found yourself staring at your phone, watching gold prices rise and thinking, is this the right time to buy gold? I get it. It's a real head-scratcher, especially when the price keeps climbing. You're probably wondering if it's too late to jump on the gold bandwagon, or if you're about to overpay and regret it. Well, don't worry. You're not alone in that thought. And guess what? I'm here to help you figure out whether gold is a good buy right now, or if you should hold off and wait for a better price. First, let's break down why gold has been the investment choice for centuries. Gold is kind of like the world's emergency fund. Whenever things get shaky in the economy, people rush to it. We've seen this during financial crises, inflation, and even when political tensions rise. For example, look at what happened during the 2008 global financial crisis. The price of gold shot up as investors scrambled for a safe haven. Fast forward to today, gold has crossed over $2,900 an ounce. Pretty impressive, right? This has a lot of people wondering if it's too late to buy or if it's just getting started. But here's the thing. Gold is not like stocks or bonds, where you're looking for fast gains or trying to time the market perfectly. Gold is more of a long-term play. It's like buying home insurance. You don't buy it because you expect to make a profit, but because it'll protect you if something goes wrong. Gold works the same way. It's not about making quick profits, it's about making sure your wealth holds up, especially when things go south in other markets. Think about it. Gold has been around for literally thousands of years. Ancient Egyptians were using gold as currency, and here we are in 2025, still seeing it as a major part of a well-rounded investment portfolio. Gold has always been seen as a hedge against economic uncertainty. When markets drop, people flock to gold. It's an asset that doesn't rely on any country's economy or government. That's why, in today's world of skyrocketing debt levels and rising inflation, gold has found itself in the spotlight once again. But here's the million-dollar question. Is now the right time to buy gold? It's a tough question, but the truth is, it's not as complicated as it seems. The thing you have to remember is this. The price of gold has risen for a reason. It's a reflection of the uncertainty we're facing globally. Right now, inflation in the US is still hovering around 4.6% as of February 2025. Yeah, it's come down a bit from the crazy levels of 2022, but it's still pretty high. What does that mean for you? Well, inflation is like a silent thief. It quietly steals the value of your money over time. You might have noticed that your grocery bill is a little higher than it used to be, or that filling up your gas tank seems to cost more every week. That's inflation at work. Gold, however, isn't affected by inflation in the same way. While your cash loses value in the bank, gold holds its worth. So when you look at your portfolio, gold is like that safety net that cushions the blows when everything else is tumbling down. Think of it like having a secret weapon in your financial arsenal. Now, let's talk about gold's role in your portfolio. We all know diversification is key when it comes to investing. You never want all your eggs in one basket, right? Well, gold is a great way to diversify. Here's why. Gold has historically shown a negative correlation with stock markets. That means when stocks go down, gold tends to go up. It's the opposite of what happens with most other assets. For example, during the COVID-19 pandemic, while the stock market crashed, gold surged to new highs. That's the beauty of it. Gold can act as a balance when everything else is going crazy. And let's not forget about diversification with your currency too. We all know that currencies can lose value over time, especially when inflation takes its toll. Just look at what's been happening with the US dollar. While the dollar remains the world's primary reserve currency, the US is racking up debt at an alarming rate. In fact, the US debt has exceeded $33 trillion in 2025. Yeah, you read that right, trillion. When you factor in that kind of debt, gold suddenly looks even more appealing. Another reason gold is such a great investment right now is its liquidity. The gold market is massive. It's one of the most liquid assets out there. Whether you're looking to buy or sell, you won't have trouble finding buyers. It's not like trying to sell a rare collectible or a piece of property. With gold, you can easily trade it for cash anytime you need to. Let's be real though, some people still think gold is too expensive right now. As I said earlier, the price is sitting above $2,900 an ounce. But here's the thing. Gold's price isn't just going up for no reason. It's being driven by geopolitical tensions, inflation, and global economic uncertainty. When you look at the bigger picture, gold is not expensive. It's actually a bargain compared to what it could be in a few years. Consider this. Central banks around the world, including the US, China, and Russia, are adding gold to their reserves. Russia, for instance, increased its gold reserves by 16% in 2024. Why? Because countries are looking for ways to protect themselves against a declining US dollar and the uncertain future of the global financial system. China's been quietly building up its gold reserves for years. If they're buying gold, it might be a good idea for you to consider it too. Here's an example to show you why timing your gold purchase isn't as important as you think. Let's take a look at gold's price performance over the past decade. In 2015, gold was hovering around $1,060 an ounce. In 2020, it shot up to over $2,000 amid the global pandemic and economic uncertainty. And now, in 2025, it's above that $2,000 mark. If you had bought gold in 2015, you would have seen impressive gains by now. But guess what? Even if you bought gold in 2020, you'd still be sitting on a nice profit. That's because gold is more of a long-term asset. But I know, you're probably thinking, what if it goes lower? Well, that's always a possibility. But here's the thing. Gold is a hedge. It's your insurance policy against unpredictable events. It's not a stock where you're hoping for a quick gain. You buy gold because you know it'll protect your wealth when things get messy. The other thing to keep in mind is that gold is a finite resource. Unlike paper money or digital currencies, there's only so much gold out there. The total supply of gold is limited, and that scarcity is part of what keeps its value high. Gold isn't just a shiny metal, it's a tangible asset that stood the test of time. No wonder people have trusted it as a store of value for millennia. Now let's talk about the risk factor. Some of you might be thinking, isn't gold a bit of a gamble too? Well, sure, any investment carries some risk. But the thing is, gold doesn't behave like stocks or bonds. It doesn't have earnings reports, dividends, or a company's financials to worry about. It's not about whether a company has a great quarter or launches a new product. Gold's value is driven by much bigger forces, things like inflation, geopolitical instability, and market sentiment. And historically, gold has outperformed many other assets during times of crisis. Look at what's happening with the stock market right now. The S&P 500 has been volatile, and companies like Tesla, Amazon, and Apple are facing increasing pressure from inflation and rising costs. Meanwhile, gold has been quietly climbing, unaffected by the daily market noise. So what does all this mean for you? Should you buy gold now? The truth is there's never a perfect time to invest in anything, but now might actually be one of the best times to buy gold. Prices are up, yes, but the long-term outlook is even more promising. With inflation still high, political tensions around the world, and central banks stacking gold reserves, gold is a safe bet to protect your wealth. And if you're worried about the timing, don't stress. Look into dollar-cost averaging, buying small amounts of gold over time. This strategy helps you avoid trying to time the market perfectly and ensures that you're always getting a fair price. Now, if you found this video valuable and you want to diversify your investments beyond traditional stocks and bonds, I have just the thing for you. Even though I believe that investing in a low-cost index fund is the best long-term investment for the average Joe, the benefits of solid physical gold are hard to deny. I think of physical gold as insurance against unpredictable times, and I'm not the only one. In 2023, central banks added over 1,000 tons of gold to their reserves, the second highest annual purchase in American history. And in 2024, central bank got another 290 tons of gold in just the first 3 months of the year. If the biggest banks in the world are buying tons of gold, I'm sure there's a good reason for it. I found a company that allows ordinary Americans to own and securely store physical bars of gold as part of their IRA account. The best part is that they're giving away a free guide to teach you all about investing in solid physical gold. If you want to learn more about how gold can protect your retirement savings, just click the link in the description to receive a completely free gold IRA guide.